What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. So I feel like making another vlog. I'm gonna do a little bit of driving. Hopefully the different camera angle is better. I did find my mount that I was looking for, so I'm just gonna do a little drive. I'm headed to see my girlfriend, so Naomi and I are going to hang out and get something to eat. So she lives about an hour away, so we kind of meet halfway. So oftentimes I'm heading out there to meet her. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit of gas first because we're a little less than a quarter. So I'd like to probably top it off. I'm sure I'll use the rest of that before the season's over. It's getting pretty close to having to put this thing away. As soon as they salt the roads, guys, that's pretty much it for this thing. So got to figure out what I'm doing this winter. So I think I'd like to take some time to discuss like things that I want to do this winter to the car. I hear a little scraping noise, which is a little odd feeling. I've not felt that yet. So something else that I've wanted to do is tuck the fuse block underneath inside the glove box. So I know that that's going to be easier said than done. I hope that there's not too many wires that I need to extend or anything like that. I hope that everything will fit, but I would like to get it off the floor down there and then maybe find like a nice permanent mounting location for the ECU, because the ECU is kind of just hanging out down there, as well as the fuse block. So I'd like to get those off the ground, and because this car does shake and bang around a lot, and it's probably not good for the ECU to just get thrashed under there. And people, when they sit over there, they're like kicking it and stuff, which I don't care, but I wish that people could stretch their legs out and not have to kick the fuse block, which is underneath the carpet. So that's kind of just one of those things. I want to work on that and get that straightened away, just to do like finishing touches, and there's definitely some other stuff that I'm going to do too, like interior wise. I don't know how crazy I'm going to get this winter, but I'd like to do that, and maybe the headlights for the front, and I don't know, fix my broken taillight. A lot of things that I could do this winter and not really have to tear the car apart like majorly, which I don't really want to tear it apart big time. I think that I'd like to come back out next season on this setup, and maybe we do something cool like a methanol injection, and try to use the methanol injection to get some lower temps. Just throwing ideas out there. Let me know what you guys think. But if we did a little meth injection on this thing, which shouldn't be too hard to set up, we could shoot some methanol in there into the intake, which would help to cool down the temperatures. And not only that, but it would help to get our air fuel ratios a little bit richer, so it would help with higher horsepower stuff. So we could use that to basically, you're cooling your charge air temps mostly, and by doing that, you're going to make sure you don't have detonations. So you can run a lot of boost and not blow shit up, because I don't really have access to E85 around here. So when you only have pump gas, methanol is a good solution. But at the same time, we do have 93 here, which that is huge, because a lot of people, I was finding out a lot of people only have like 90 octane. So if you're somewhere where you only got 90 octane, then that's pretty bad. That's only a little bit above 87. I feel like with at least 93, I'm pretty resistant to knock. I'm not going to detonate, hardly, because I have a decent fuel in it. I mean, obviously E85 would be way better, but the thing is, this is the best that I got, and at least it's 93. So for me, I'm decently happy with that, but the only way to make that better will be to add a little methanol. So I've been thinking about doing that. I think that would be pretty cool to do on this thing, and that way I think we could probably safely run 15 pounds with methanol like all day, like we run 10 pounds, and then just have this thing be fun on 15 pounds, and then maybe take it to a dyno or something like that. Because that'd be cool. I think we'd put up a better number on a dyno on 15 pounds, even on stock internals. I don't know, maybe it wouldn't last that long, but I think it would on conservative timing. 15 pounds with meth injection, I think it would last. You know, I think the internals are strong enough. It's just going to be that time that you have a problem, you know, it's the time you have a little issue, and that's when things are going to get messed up, you know, that's when things happen. That's how you merge. This car is too much fun. I'm barely getting on it. But yeah, I do try to be safe in this thing, guys. It is kind of a death trap, you know, like any other 90s Honda. It's not exactly the safest thing. No airbags or any of that stuff. So just something to keep in mind when you're out there, your friends, screwing around, you know, just be careful. Because you only get one life. So you definitely don't want to mess it up. That's for sure. So I figure I'll drop some tuning tips while I drive. I already kind of messed around with the tune a little bit. What I wanted to do was add in just a splash of fuel in the basically the 0 to 6 pound range. I threw in some fuel just because it's been showing signs of being a little bit lean. So in the 0 to 5 pound range, you probably want to be air-fuel ratio, and some people may disagree, but I think it's safe to be in the 11.8 to 12 range in that area, especially if you have conservative timing. You know, I think it's okay to be there, which my timing is pretty conservative, especially there. I think I have like 16 degrees in it, in the whole boost range there. So anywhere in boost, we're in 16 degrees of timing, which especially on low boost is probably not that much. I can double check on the timing number, but a lot of people ask me how much timing I have in it, and I really have never tuned the timing on a dyno, which is where you want to do it. I never even really tuned it on the street. I just kind of threw it somewhere where I figured that should be safe there, and I left it. Is that good? Is it bad? I don't know. It's been there ever since. But the car seems really happy. It sounds good. Since I added a bit more fuel, so now I'm kind of in the 11.9 to 12-ish range in that area, and that's better because I was running like a 12.5 in like low boost, which it's kind of rich. I mean, I'm sorry, it's kind of lean for me, and the car, it didn't really sound good, in my opinion. So I'm a firm believer in I'm not saying you should tune your car by sound. You need a wideband, but if your car doesn't sound right or it sounds different, you know, you can hear when it's lean. I feel like the motor just doesn't sound as happy. You could probably get by without an oil pressure gauge, although it's kind of also a good thing to know. Oil pressure is, wow, these people are crazy. I don't know if you saw that guy come up on me. See, I'm not into that. You know, I could chase him, but, and you know, why? I'm not really, you know, you guys are gonna call me lame, but I'm like an old man now, you know? I get my thrills here and there, but, you know, I'll save it for a later date. You know, I'm not always feeling it, because if you do it too much, that's when you get into trouble. You know, every once in a while you can let loose, but you got to keep it in check, because you don't want to make a mistake, especially something you spend so much time on. You know, that would devastate me to do damage to this thing. So you just kind of got to keep that in mind. See, in fifth gear, this thing rocks it. gear normally in this car was just terrible. It wouldn't do anything, you know. But now I can get into 5 pounds in 5th gear, and this thing's cruising. You know, it's actually like a usable gear. It's no longer just a highway gear. So it's pretty nice to have that 5th gear is actually more usable. And you can hear the, I don't know if you guys can hear the flutter. Yeah, all this stuff sounds so good. I couldn't be more thrilled with all the eBay blow-off valve and you know, the wastegate and everything on this car. I didn't have that kind of luck when I did the truck. I bought an eBay wastegate, and it was garbage, and I got another one and it was garbage, and I was just like, I can't do this. So I ended up going with the VS Racing wastegate, and that's been really good to me. And I think if I did another Honda build, I'd probably get a VS Racing gate. And I think if I got another turbo, I'd probably get a VS Racing turbo as well, just because it's, you know, it's the right way to go. It's slightly more expensive than the Chinese stuff, but at the end of the day, it's better, and it's backed by somebody that you can actually reach out to and get a hold of, which is nice. So to be able to talk to somebody, like the guy's name is Varen from VS Racing, that would be cool, you know. That would be a cool experience to have somebody to reach out to, as opposed to somebody that doesn't even understand what you're talking about. They don't even know what they're selling, you know. So that's kind of tough sometimes. But I mean, otherwise it works great. I mean, the Chinese turbo, if you don't care about that kind of stuff, and I say Chinese turbo, it is CX Racing, and I probably could reach out to CX Racing. So it's not that bad. This turbo is not really a true eBay turbo, and neither is the one I put on the truck. That's Max Beating Rods, and they're a good company as well. It's not like you won't hear back from them. I don't know what they'd be able to do for you, or if they offer a warranty or anything like that, but you know, there are some no-name turbos on eBay that some people probably do buy, but you know, they all have a real name behind them. But it's not a Garrett, and it's not a Borg Warner, and it's not a Precision. So it's, you know, it's an eBay turbo, and that's kind of why I classify it as that, because they're cheap, they're budget, you know, Chinese turbos. And like I said, there's nothing really wrong with it. They work great in a lot of applications, such as this one, where I'm not trying to go as fast as I possibly can at the track or race anybody or any of that kind of stuff. I'm merely just trying to have a fun street car, and it spools when it spools, and it gets the job done. And reliability wise, it's proven itself, because this car's been very good to me, especially no turbo problems or anything like that. It tends to smoke on a cold start now, but you know, it could be the turbo, maybe not, I don't really know. But it goes right away, so not really caring about it that much. Yeah, I've been blabbing a lot, and I probably got plenty of footage here to make a vlog, I guess. So I should probably stop talking. I'm gonna be there at my destination soon, so maybe we'll do some more filming on the way back, get some pulls on the way back for you guys. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed, and finish off with some rips. Everything above like 4,000 RPM. Alright guys, let's see, here's a little rip here. pull some out of it. See, I never run it on a dyno, so I never run it all the way out. So I never really know when to start pulling fuel, and I never make a freaking log just because I'm such a moron. I've been doing better with the truck because it's kind of easier to do, but yeah, maybe I could watch the footage back and watch when AFRs go rich. But based on that, I could probably, it went to 10.0 up in the higher RPM ranges, and that's why I think it kind of hangs there a little bit. So I added some at 4,000. Maybe I should start pulling it away at 6,000, and then try to taper it in. Because around $6,000, it kind of, I think, hits a wall of fuel, and then the R's would probably carry better. These single cams don't really make a lot of power up there, so that for that reason, they tend to taper fuel out. So you'll pull fuel out as it hits those higher RPMs because you're not really making a lot of power. But the only purpose to get up there is so that when you shift and you put it in the next gear, you stay in your power band, you stay in boost.